Hello, this is Peter with another video. Today I'm going to be showing you my Colocasia Pink China plants, which you can see here. I did feature this last year because I planted two small plug plants which I got last year, and I planted them out in I think it was in early summer or late spring last year. And Colocasia esculenta Pink China is the most cold tolerant type of Colocasia that you can grow. It's claimed to be able to survive outside in the ground in the UK, whereas most Colocasias won't unless you get a mild winter. You still need to protect them a little bit, so what I did is I just covered the plant up with dead leaves and a load of mulch, and that seemed to be enough to get it through this past winter, which was particularly cold here, much colder than our normal winter temperatures we get, for a brief period of time anyway. So yeah, I've got two clumps of Colocasias here. So this one's a little bit smaller. It's not as many on this side, but I did separate quite a lot out of this clump here, and I put a few at the front of the house, which I removed from this clump, which is probably why it's a little bit thinner than the other side. So as I mentioned last year, I started with one single tiny plant. They're probably only about this tall when I started them last year, little tiny plants. Much smaller than any of these we've got growing here. Probably only the size of this plant here, this little tiny one, which I planted. And then the main plant, which grew last year, put out a couple of runners on this side, I think on this one as well. And those runners didn't actually produce anything last year, but I think they overwintered in the ground, and then this year they popped up a lot of new plants. And again, I've removed a few from this one, and I think I'm going to have to separate some more because it's getting quite crowded in here, in this area. It's starting to compete with the Rajapuri and the Dwarf Orinoco bananas. So yeah, the main plant on this side, which got quite large last year, bigger than these ones I've got here, probably a little bit bigger than this one actually, not much bigger, but it had quite a large corm. They get like a corm similar to a banana, like an underground tuber, and they are also known as Taro. I'm not sure if this particular variety is an edible one, but you can cook taro. It has to be cooked before eating. You can't eat it in a raw state, as it can be quite irritating in the mouth, I believe. I don't think it's very pleasant if you do eat it uncooked. But yeah, I'm not sure if this particular variety can be cooked and eaten like that. It is a bit like a potato, and I think I have had it once when I was in Southeast Asia. The main plant that was here rotted over winter. It didn't completely die, obviously, because it pushed out a lot of pups around the edge of it, and then a few of those runners, which had also rooted underground over winter, had popped up some more plants as well. So yeah, they do spread quite quickly if you let them. So it's quite a nice plant if you want just to fill up an area, and it gives it a tropical look. So it's one I definitely recommend growing here in the UK or a similar climate. The leaves can get much bigger than this. Now some varieties of Colocasia get absolutely huge. This one's obviously still quite a young plant. If I manage to keep one of these plants alive over winter, it would get bigger the next year. But yeah, obviously this year I had started from the ground again, as the main one died last year. But yeah, I do have a couple of other Colocasias which I've still got in pots. Two of those I've brought in over winter, and I thought they'd died, but they'd actually I've actually come back to push out some new pups, which I'll probably show them in a separate video. Might put them in the ground somewhere else in the next week or two. But yeah, definitely worth growing if you enjoy your tropical looking plants. And as I said, may be possible to eat this one, but I'm not sure. Might need to do some more research into that if you are looking to get a edible taro to grow in the UK. I do have a variety which is known for being used as in cooking. It's called bun long, which is one that has managed to overwinter inside. It's possible I might also be able to keep that alive in the ground if I give it enough protection. That's something I might experiment with in the future. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoy these videos, and I'll keep you updated with the progress of these colocasias as well as my other plants. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.